From the rolling fields in the south to the boreal forests in the north, Saskatchewan's food bounty overflows. As an author and journalist, I've spent the last decade tasting the best the province has to offer and telling stories to help us reconnect with our food. I'll take you on a field-to-plate journey to discover our finest ingredients and the people behind it all. Because this isn't just my story, it's Saskatchewan's. Walleye are found in lakes and rivers across North America. Known for its mild flavor and flaky texture, it's the prize catch of many. Growing up, I spent very little time on boats and have never caught a walleye. I decided to head to northern Saskatchewan, where you can find some of the best fishing spots and fish in the province.
Isle Cross was founded in 1776. It's situated on a peninsula, so there's 3 river systems flowing into the Isle Cross Lake. The river system was the roadways back in the day for economic development, so there was a lot of fur trade. The Hudson's Bay Company came here. It's quite a historic community, second oldest in Western Canada, and we're quite proud of that. It's even on the logo of the northern village of Isle Cross. I'm Tyler Morin. I'm the Chief Executive Officer of Saskatchewan Development in Isle Cross, Saskatchewan.
The Isle Cross Fish Company is a winter fishery, but they were able to get a special permits to run their nets for one day during my visit. I met up with Tyler to experience walleye fishing firsthand.
Good morning.
Good morning,
Good
gentlemen.
morning. Good morning.
How are you?
Larry.
Welcome.
Nice to meet you.
We got Larry here, local president of the Big Island Fisheries Cooperative, kind enough to take us out. So let's go get some walleye. Well, I was born and raised in Isle Cross. I wear it on my sleeve. I speak highly of our community because I'm quite proud to be from Isle Cross. I left in around 2012 to get educated at the University of Saskatchewan and then moved to Regina to take a job as a business development specialist. And then an opportunity came up to move back home in Isle Cross, so I jumped all over that and have been the Chief Executive Officer of Saskatchewan Development since.
Here comes the walleye. I see
Oh,
walleye
we
coming
got
up.
a walleye coming.
There's all kinds of fish. We got whitefish, pike, walleye.
Is that your favorite to catch, Larry?
Yeah, when it comes to making money, walleye,
Yeah. They're worth the most?
they're the most, yeah.
Oh, wow, look. What about you, Tyler? Did you fish when you were growing up?
Not commercial fish, because I'd put Larry out of a job if I started fishing. The ownership is 51% from Saskatchewan Development, which is owned 100% from the village of Isle Cross, and then 49% ownership from the Big Island Fisheries Cooperative, which is the local fisheries. So the fishermen do have say and input into the direction of the company, because you do need to hear what's happening out in the lake, and it's been a great relationship thus far.
So, Larry, did you grow up fishing on these waters?
Yeah, all my family grew up fishing. My dad, his dad, started fishing probably, I want to say about 8 years old. We were just young kids when we were out in the lake.
So as a kid growing up, I mean, you were on these waterways, these river systems all the time. Like, you understand this water so well. Are there a lot of fish in this lake? Is this sustainable, the commercial fishing
Oh yeah,
here?
there's a lot of fish. Usually you'll find fish in different places every time. In the fall, you'll find them everywhere in the shoreline. As it got warm like this, they kind of moved further out in the lake. You come here in November, December, you'll have 3-4 tubs here, just one net.
Wow.
Our biggest seller is our walleye. It's a premium grade product, and basically before it even comes out of the lake, it's already sold. So that's why I think it's important with the quotas that we fish in a sustainable way. So it's a good situation to be in, and we're quite proud of that.
And so now the fishermen are working with the fish company and you have a seat at the table. How has that changed things?
For me, I see it's on a plus side. It helped us scout just the increase of fish prices. Plus, we sit there, we got to say what happens to our fish plan. And Tyler here seems to be doing a wonderful job. I'm just saying that, so give me a big check at the end here.
Well, you keep bringing us fish, Larry.
Well, Larry, thanks for bringing me out today. First time walleye fishing. This is awesome.
Yep, no problem.
Now let's go process this beautiful walleye in our processing plant and see our plant in action.
Cool.
Welcome to the Isle Cross Fish Company, Jen.
So what happens when the fish come in? What's the process here?
The harvesters bring it to the back door, and it's brought into our plant. It's sized, sorted, and weighed.
And so about how many pounds of fish come in a year?
Depends on the quota we get from the Ministry of Environment. For walleye this year, we got 50,000 kilograms, and we have a crew here of 25 people in our plant.
And how long from the water to the freezer?
Once it arrives at our door here, we like to get it in the freezer within 3 hours. That way, the consumer benefits by fresher product. Okay, this is where we wash and bag all products. Our fish is inspected many times, and anything that's rejected gets sent back or discarded. It's vacuum sealed, and then it goes onto a cookie sheet and into the blast freezer, and it's offered to the consumer as fresh as it could be.
And then people get to taste this delicious wild-caught northern fish.
That's our objective here in the Isle Cross Fish Company.
The leadership in this community, I would say, is quite strong. You know, we move things forward. We're proactively looking at different economic development opportunities. And then, of course, more and more people who are educated are moving back. So that's a sign that the community is moving in the right direction.
Cooperatives like the Fish Company ensure responsible resource use while providing wholesome food and economic opportunities for the community.
I think a part of the Métis culture is that connection to the land and the water. Historically, that's what got us all here. And now that culture is really embedded in the land and the water. And so the evolution of culture and communities, that comes from the water. Saskatchewan means where the rivers meet, which all come into Isle Cross Lake and make Saskatchewan. Water is life, very much so, and we're very fortunate to have these rivers. And as communities and as a province and as a country, we need to start understanding our impact. If the land is healthy, then we're healthy. Tansek, Jordan Burnoff Nisikasan, Saskatchewan. So my name is Jordan Burnoff. I'm from the community of Isle Cross, and I help run some of the cultural programming here at Pemmican Lodge.
Jordan grew up exploring Isle Cross's interconnected waterways, which are both transportation and a food source. She offered to take me on a tour and show me some top walleye fishing areas.
I grew up in Isle Cross. Just across the lake is where, I spent a lot of our summers at my grandparents' cabin. It's just kind of a little 5-minute walk away from Pemmican Lodge. So, I still get to live and work and play in the area where I was able to grow up. Every time I eat walleye, I think of my grandparents' cabin. I always watched my cook-em smoke fish. She had a smoke shack in the back of her yard. It was always on. And since we built the lodge, we set up a teepee for smoking fish. So you just start a small fire, you get the smoke going, and hang the fish on a rack above the smoke. My dad taught me that different types of wood give off different flavors. So today we're using poplar and we're smoking walleye. And to prepare the fish, we are using the syrup we made from a birch tree. That's a really beautiful part of our family, and just sharing that is huge.
This is so neat. You really can get everywhere, this interconnected waterways.
Yeah, it's really cool, and you can see why, historically, they would have chosen Isle Cross as this, little hot spot for connecting everything and connecting business and people, yeah. When you want to gather with people in an Indigenous community, bring food and the people will come, And I think I speak for most people when I say the number one fish to come out of our lake is the walleye. Most people toss out other fish. And it's one of my personal favorites. I love to cook it. It's easy to fill it. There's one less strip of bones, so it's a quick cut and the bones are removed. And yeah, it's a beautiful fish.
Where's the hot spot for walleye?
I'm gonna get caught up in someone's net here. I think Beaver River, it kind of depends on the time of year. Our lake has a lot of fish, which is really important to people here. Like even historically, my great-grandfather, he used to tell stories about his sled dog team that he would use trapping. He smoked the walleye, or the bigger fish, and the sled dogs would always eat first. They're pretty essential to survival back in the day. Northern Saskatchewan is just a really interesting place. How the water plays a role in that. You know, they chose Isle of Cross as one of the first trading posts, and it's the thing that connected all of our communities, and that was a way where people from Pachinak, people from Beauval, Buffalo Narrows, everybody could kind of come and meet at this one place and trade and do all those fur trading things they did. And I think during the time of the fur trade, that was when, you know, Métis culture really flourished, and that's why our community is such a strong Métis community, and the water definitely, you know, put us on the map.
Well, this is really special to be out here. All these islands and the forest and the waterways, and there's nothing like this in the southern grasslands, so this is quite an experience.
You know, that appreciation just gets a little bit deeper when you're able to share it with someone. The walleye is probably done smoking, so let's head back and I'll cook some up. Indigenous communities are taught to not be proud of who you are, like literally shake the Indian out of the kid, right? So the big thing that communities struggle with is identity. Myself, I moved to Saskatoon for university, and people were talking about powwow dancing and ceremony. And like people just assumed because you're from the north and Indigenous communities that you've experienced that and you've lived that way, right? And I didn't. But our identity was the land and the food and the culture and the people and that community. We don't see the unity and the power because people are still struggling with identity. And I think that's where the land and those teachings come into it.
What is this?
This is the walleye that we smoked in the smoker back there, and just some onions, and I just cooked it up with some butter and birch syrup.
It's an absolutely wonderful way to end a day in the north.
I'm glad to be able to share these gifts from the land with you. I think we are very fortunate to have this river system. You know, water is life, and these rivers are our sustenance.
For Jordan, the water is important to her past and now her present. Her ability to understand the waterways and to utilize them to feed herself and those around her is inspiring. Focusing on healthy water ensures there are healthy fish and ultimately healthy people.
For about 4 months of the year, every second vehicle has a boat attached to it here because this is a destination to go fishing for walleye, and people come from all over for it. It's just like a class of Saskatchewan fish that everybody loves, and it's just one of those things that, although so simple, can be always so elegant, and I mean, you don't have to do very much to make it great. My name is Michael Brownlee, and I am the owner and chef of Maple Hill Farm Kitchen and Marketplace, just outside of Nipmuc, Saskatchewan. I grew up in Carrot River. My parents just had a house just on the outside of town, and my grandparents had a farm, and so I spent most of my summers working out there. And when you're young like that, started off with learning how to sow garden and did lots of weeding, which was, you know, every high school student's dream, I bet. I started off not knowing anything and being very green to it, and then as years went by, kind of becoming the right-hand man a little bit and gaining knowledge about what's the best use for different varieties to what is best used in whatever application. My folks and my grandparents have always kind of challenged themselves based on what was growing, and also just growing up, always eating good product. It really inspired me to want to become a chef. So Jen, today we're going to cook some walleye here. There's lots and lots of ways that this can be prepared. It's actually like such a clean, simple ingredient.
Well, this is great because I feel like a lot of people don't know how to properly prepare fish, myself included.
And you know what? It's not really that difficult of a fish to cook. I'm going to start here and I'll just show you kind of how we portion it. So there's kind of the thinner side and the thicker side, kind of like at the seam in the middle. We just kind of take it off it on an angle.
Perfect.
So the first thing I'm gonna get you to do is I'm just gonna have you season it, just a little bit of salt on top.
About this much?
Yeah, that looks good. It's actually kind of nice, a little bit under seasoned because we do season the flour dredge as well. And then yeah, so here's our dredge. So this is just, I like to keep it simple. This is just all-purpose flour, a touch of white pepper and garlic powder. You know, it's a super fresh fish, and I always find that it's a lot about what you accompany with it that's going to kind of draw out the flavors and everything else with it. All you want to do is kind of get an even layer of flour on both sides. You just want it to be evenly coated. So now that you have that coated, we're going to take it and we're going to just lay it into the pan, and it's best to lay it away from you so that you don't splatter any oil.
Looking good?
Yeah, it looks great. Walleye is a very delicious fish because we're kind of in the northern part of the province. The water's a little bit cooler, so often, the fish is a little bit cleaner tasting, and because it's such a clean, light flavor to it, very mild, can take on a lot of flavor. It's very versatile, I would say. You don't have to do much with it because it's such a beautiful fish already, and everybody has their own secret blend for spices and things like that. It is scary to put on your menu because you know that everybody else has probably got their recipe as well. The concept of Maple Hill is that, we're going to grow lots of fresh produce. We're going to purchase, quality ingredients from local farmers. And the menu is meant to be kind of globally inspired and choose flavors from around the world. It is really about highlighting what our area grows and what we can do here. And I wanted to think that it was about giving the community something really interesting and a place to kind of gather. You could just feel like they're getting away without necessarily having to get away. Okay, Jen, so now you can see that the fish is about 50% on the way cooked through. So what I'm gonna do right now is I'm just pass you some unsalted butter. You can break it up and just kind of add it around the fish. And what's nice about this is it's gonna actually help lift the fish from the pan a little bit and kind of prevent it from burning on the bottom, but it'll also add that rich buttery flavor and ensure like a really nice crust.
I've been cooking fish wrong all this time. And I did not have enough butter either.
Nobody really wants to know how much butter sometimes it takes, but yeah.
Oh yeah, look at that, golden brown.
Nice golden brown. So yeah, often any kind of white fish will always be complemented by some kind of citrus, and lemon's just kind of that perfect match. So I'm just gonna have you squeeze that lemon, and you can do that right over top of the fish right now. All right, so it's all done there now, Jen. You can just pull that out.
Oh, it looks so pretty.
It's gonna be delicious.
Well, I'm gonna try a little.
Absolutely. So this is the completed product of just a fairly simple, straightforward version of a pan-fried walleye.
That's delicious.
Awesome. My vision has always been just put the best food forward. So having the garden, we can go pick something at whatever stage it's at. People want to they want to know what Saskatchewan tastes like. It was a unique idea that, you don't see a lot of in the country yet, and just give something new to the area that hasn't been here before. Through everything that I grew up with that was ingrained in me and just an everyday life for me was actually something that really brought a lot of pleasure to other people's lives. And I think that really pushed me to do what I was doing. And I could never just do this on my own. My folks are such a big part of it. From the spring on, we're planting garden. They're the ones primarily maintaining it, doing the majority of the harvesting, and I think our family's grown stronger because of it as well. It's a kind of a win-win. I get to do what I love. I got my family close by. What else could I really want?
Maple Hill is the only farm-to-table restaurant in Saskatchewan with a large vegetable garden on the property. Serving walleye alongside homegrown produce is one way Chef Michael showcases delicious local food.
Hello everyone. What I prepared for you today is some pan-fried walleye, some of the fresh garden goods like nasturtium leaves, lovage, which is kind of like a bitter celery, some flowers, and on the walleye itself, there is a green tomato relish. Hope you guys enjoy.
It's delicious.
Thank you, Michael.
So did you feed Michael walleye when he was a child?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, but it wasn't always deboned.
Yeah, I learned how to do that later in life.
No, this is fantastic. Absolutely just exploding with flavor.
Thank you.
Well, it's such a treat to have a place like this in Saskatchewan that really celebrates what's possible in all the seasons and everything.
You know what the thing, it's like inspiring me because we do have a lot of like edible flowers and a lot of medicines and plants from the bush that people don't typically use in dishes like this, right? Our foods are pretty like, you know, you season it with salt and that's about it. But this is super inspiring, so.
So many people would order walleye, and it's like people that actually can just go out and catch walleye, but they'd still order walleye at a restaurant, right? You try to think of a better tasting fish, you're hard pressed.
I'd agree.
Yeah, we don't actually get the opportunity to get a lot of fresh walleye out here.
Well, we can make your life easier and start supplying you.
Yeah, absolutely. I look forward to that.
Yeah, well, fresh, wild-caught walleye. That's
Yes.
awesome.
That'd be awesome.
Mike, I got to tell you, we have a traditional way of preparing our products our fish products up north, and I'm really enjoying your meal. There's just so much that I see in this product that, you know, what you're harvesting compared to what we get up north.
Thank you so much. I much appreciate that.
Well, thank you very much, Michael. This was an incredible work of art on our plates, and thank you, everyone, for coming.
Thank you. Thank you.
Cheers.
Cheers.